Hello, I'm Toycat, and it's official, I'm a Java YouTuber now. The very biggest Minecraft Bedrock exclusive, quite literally, has finally come over to the Java version of the game, and so with today's snapshot and preview, I can tell you about the next update for Minecraft, which is one to watch if you're a Java player, because it has so many features that have come from Bedrock and console, but it's also one to watch if you're a Bedrock player, because they've changed the bundle quite significantly and made it cross-platform. This is one of the free new experiments. The second is for Redstone, and the third is for Minecarts. This is one to be excited about regardless of which version of the game you play, because it's going to make Minecarts great again, something I'm very excited about, and I'm also very excited to say that, did you know, Mojang have actually explained their decisions behind each of these free experimental things, so let's talk about what's going on there, and then finally what's going on over here, because it is obviously a big deal for Bedrock players. So first things first, let's talk about the bundle. In as brief as time as possible, Minecraft have said that the original prototype for the bundles was much more expensive to craft, as it used rabbit hide, which was only available in certain biomes, and so the player had to explore to get their first bundle, and in this update version they made it cheaper and something you can find in almost every biome. This actually is slightly harder to get, if you'll believe it, because leather is very easy, but string can kind of be difficult sometimes. You have to wait till nighttime, so getting your first bundle is probably not happening on your first day, but almost certainly by your second, and this is the crafting recipe. You can make it just from your little crafting grid right here, and you have to do it, it's not shapeless, you have to do it in the particular form, just like this. Here is my bundle, which I can now use to store all my early game items. This is my chest full of things that you get exclusively in that first day of Minecraft. You know, you pick up all these random things from around, and it's nice to have a place to actually store them, so here's how it works. You can throw them inside of your bundle by simply hovering your bundle over them, just like this. On touch devices, it's even easier, in my opinion, and you can store up to 64 distinct items in there, and this is something which is kind of nutty, in my opinion. You can also take out items out of order if you really want to, and I really feel like the bundle is an incredible new UI for a feature that was much needed, in my opinion. And so yeah, throwing things in and out of this is very great. Seeing that bundle UI slowly fill up is also kind of nice, and this is a great example of an inventory management feature which Mojang kind of backed down from, but have later worked out a good design goal for, and I actually kind of like it. And ultimately, that is a good thing, but I also think a good thing are the redstone changes on the surface. This is one that is dividing the community massively. So if you're not already familiar, redstone right now on Java has quite a few random elements in, and so Minecraft have said they're going to remove those random elements by using this as a simple circuit diagram. Oh, look at the hitboxes, by the way, that's really cool. By the way, did you also know they changed the redstone torch in this update? They haven't really explained why, but there's the redstone torch. Looks slightly different now. What do you think about that? Let's put it in my bundle, actually. By the way, I also, one last thing I should mention right here, I had it in my inventory, so we'll just have to give myself another one. Basically, fun fact, if you have a shulker box, I know this is the logical question, can you put a shulker box in a bundle? Well, theoretically you should be able to, but not actually in reality. You cannot, even though it is one item and you can store individual items in here, you cannot put the shulker box into a bundle, but you can put the bundle into a shulker box, which I don't think there's much of a need to do so unless you have severe inventory organization issues, and so in other words, I'm going to be doing that soon. But redstone, it has changed to remove randomness in theory, because this diagram right here shows you how there is a path of 2 between this and the first piston, and a path of 5 between this and the next one, and so before what was happening is there was a semi-randomness deciding whether one piston would trigger or the other, but now the piston which is the shortest distance away, or the technically correct way to describe this is with the strongest signal strength, is the one that will activate first. And so now when we trigger this redstone circuit, it will always be the left one. And if we do the same, but we move the lever to the right, now it will always be the one on the right. However, they've done something controversial in how they've decided what should happen when it's perfectly midway in between, and that is that it will work randomly. So Minecraft have decided to remove randomness from the pistons and from the way redstone works by adding randomness officially. That sounds like insanity, right? And ultimately, I think a lot of people are very mad about it, but the defense that they gave is that randomness in redstone isn't usually wanted, but they've used it here to make things deterministic when it makes sense, and sometimes it doesn't make sense, and we don't want to have a hidden state. Right now, it's based on location-based hashes, they say, which determine into the order. And so the way it would work before you turn on this experiment is that it would just be random based on the position in the world, which is not actually random once it's in that position, but that position might change from machine to machine. And so this is a guaranteed random 50-50, whereas before it was pseudo-random. Is pseudo-random better than real random? Is something that I feel like a lot of people are kind of getting up in arms about. But for now, we just have to say that this is what Mojang are experimenting with. It's an experiment just like the villager trades, and you saw how well those things went. And so speaking of how things go, let's talk about minecarts. Minecarts are awful, especially on Java. I feel like on Bedrock they're at least usable, you know, but look at this speed without powered rails. It's awful. So here is how minecarts work. They've actually made some small changes to the way they make jumps. So just for something fun here is a little gap in the track. It's 2 blocks wide. I can jump over it, do a sick little, oh no, okay. We're fine. I'm gonna survive this. So as you can see, you can jump over gaps a little bit better now. That's one of the things that they say they've been working on. But am I trapped here permanently? I think I might have to give myself some other blocks. So you know what, just give me some, there we go. Like 12 of those should do fine. Anyway, so one of the interesting things is they've decided to make minecart speed actually controllable by the player. Right now, minecart's max speed is 8 blocks, but now after this, with the experiments, you'll be able to type /game rule, and then I believe it's minecart max speed, and then you can set it from 8 down to 1 if you want to. You know, what will that even look like? I need to do this now. Okay, so here's what a minecart max speed of 1 looks like. Who wants this? So if you really feel like you want to nerf minecarts, can you set it to 0? You can't. It has to be 1 at the minimum. Or you can set it to higher than 1. And what this will mean is that you can do the exact same thing we just did, but much faster. So what does, say, 16 look like? You know, doubling that minecart speed. Here is what 16 looks like. Doubling that minecart speed. Let's go on the powered rails. And wow! Minecraft Console Edition, welcome back! Close enough. I really have to say I love that they're experimenting with this, and at a bare minimum, and in case you're curious, like, so why didn't they just double it themselves? There's one of 2 reasons. Either this is going to be entirely meant as a creative person only feature. Let's double it again, by the way, just to really be fun here, right? But either this is meant as a creative only feature that is going to be used exclusively by map makers and stuff like that. I forget how worthless it is without powered rails here. So either this is designed exclusively to be used by map makers and by people who are playing around with commands, or the second possibility is that they are going to change the speed, but to make sure they don't mess up existing contraptions. Existing worlds will be stuck at 8, and you can change this yourself somewhere in the settings, in the same way that if you want to, you can turn off insomnia, or you can set the player sleeping percentage. On Java, that's how things work. On Bedrock, it's a little bit different, so that's why I'm a little bit more cautious, but for now, let's set this to 320, and it didn't feel that much faster, did it? You know, let's get a minecart at some serious speeds by going around this. This might make me a little sick if I do this wrong. Oh! Ah! So, long story. Will it do it by itself too? I think it will, right? Oh, that's so cool. Let's set it even higher. You know, we have to, right? What does 1,000 look like? Honestly, I don't think any faster, but I set up this as just a little thing to see what happens if we let go of the minecart at that speed. And the answer is, goodbye, minecart. It was good to see you. So, yeah, minecarts can now do insane things if you want them to, and I think that's absolutely nuts, personally, and maybe you agree with that, too. So this is something that's very, very exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing the applications for this, and I hope that Mojang just does the same thing and sets the speed to 16 and says, but if you want to change it back, you can, or set it even higher. Or, a better idea yet, if you let me cook on this one, if you don't want to affect existing worlds, and you don't want to have to make it a setting that people have to change themselves, if you just want this to be a back-end thing, what if there was a new rail type in the same way that iron rails are slower than gold rails? What if there were copper rails that were supercharged and could take you up to 16 or 20 or probably not 300 speed? Although, you know, why not 300 speed? That was so cool, and I want to do that again, and my life is empty until I can do precisely that. And so if you want to help, can you put rails on fences? You probably can't. Anyway, one of the interesting things that I want to say is that that is something that I'm excited about, and it's something that presumably will also be coming to Bedrock. Speaking of things coming to Bedrock, this is something that I feel like we have to address at least a little bit. Minecraft have added quite a few Bedrock features to the Java version of this this snapshot. Indeed, the Bedrock version has been having quite a few Parity snapshots recently, or Parity previews. Look at me, I'm a Java YouTuber already. I'm calling them snapshots even when they're not. But there's been quite a few Parity previews, including stuff like Rarity, which, if you want to see, by the way, has now fully paritied the other direction. Wait, let me just... You know what? We'll do it live. Right in here we go. If we take a look at my, this is a video from the next Ultimate Guide Board, but if you look, here is every single rare item from Java, and they've got the exact same rarity systems as Bedrock. They've decided to make parity in this, taking from Bedrock back to Java, taking from Java to Bedrock and then back to Java. The same with the new banner patterns. Cool things to see, and so hopefully that means that the other stuff is coming in reverse. But yeah, there's one big thing, which is that, yeah, Mojang have decided to take baby squids, dolphins, and big salmon and port them all over to this version of the game. Why would they decide to do this? The answer is, funnily enough, I actually, I had a conversation with someone from Mojang recently, where, maybe about a year ago, where they were like, yeah, we sat down and we had to work out what features from Bedrock were going to come to Java, and salmon came up as one where it's like, you know, would that upset Bedrock players? And there is a part of me that says precisely that is the case, and another part of me says, you know what does it matter to me? I'm a Java YouTuber now, look how great it is underwater here. But more seriously, I do think the dream end state is, yeah, you can take the Bedrock features and put them on Java and the other way around, but my biggest issue is it seems like a cool feature from Bedrock to Java rarely does this, but if this is the planned state, you know, if this is where they're going from here onwards, heck yes. If every time there's a cool Bedrock feature, they actually port it to Java rather than just removing it from Bedrock, that is awesome. I made the commitment a while ago that if they remove Big Salmon from Bedrock, I would stop playing the game, and I'm pleased to tell you that I don't need to have that as my commitment anymore. But I also would like to say that there are lots of cool Bedrock features that were removed, and there are lots of cool Bedrock features that, you know, I made a whole video about precisely that I wish the Java developers would consider looking at, because they could make their version of the game. I feel like, you know, everyone always says there's one Minecraft, but at the exact same time, it's clear that the cool, the amount of features that come from Bedrock to Java when it suits them is a little bit higher than the reverse. All of the very most important parity differences, including, you know, what's this? Can I have a 10th inventory slot? The biggest inventory management thing you could do to bring parity is to bring that that extra slot properly over to Bedrock. And so I hope that this is the start of them doing things like that. But what do you think? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Also, wow, look at this. I always forget that you get different cape with your Elytra. I think it looks so cool right here. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it to be useful. I want to play around with Minecarts so bad right now. You know, who's going to stop me? Okay. Let's try this one more time, but we'll make sure we go this way around. Wait, I don't even know. You know, let's just speed up the minecart to Mach 10. And then whee! Oh, okay. That looked painful. Maybe we have to go slightly higher. Okay. This time, this is the one. I've put a little bit of a lower rail, and then I'll raise it back up. In fact, I'll make it go like up a little hill, just like that. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what insane things we can do now. Go, minecart, go. You've got my entire fate resting on your shoulders. Okay, this is exciting. I'm so hyped about this. Whee! Oh! Okay, almost. I had something there. I think this video was meant to be about Minecraft news when it started, though, so I'm going to rapid fire 3 interesting things about the Bedrock version of the game, which of course I don't play anymore. One, there was a new update which came out yesterday, 1.20.1.21. Love the name, but only had one thing on the bug fix, and it was the fact that they are fixing realms, but then realms went down again today. It has now been 2 full days that many people haven't had access to their realms. This, in my opinion, is quite significant because it's a monthly subscription you pay, and so to just lose 2 days is something Minecraft's going to have to, I would say, compensate people. The minimum would be, you know, like either refunding those 2 days or giving people 2 more days, because you're paying for an online service you can't access on top of all of the other problems. So that's something interesting. But the other interesting thing is that there is, in fact, the third fact is that there is a brand new preview for Minecraft Bedrock. It duplicated a lot of the things from this Java snapshot. However, it also has a few unique things. I would love to show them to you, but obviously it hasn't come out for me on the Windows 10 version of the game. And also, I'm a Java YouTuber now, so I'm off to go make a 100 days in hardcore video over the next couple of hours. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to opening to land when I die. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next Java Edition video with my big salmon, apparently. Bye.